Hi everyone, this is the Moral Reform Chronicles, trying to get to a spot where you can see me better. So, which will be a little hard since I'm in my uncle's truck trying to make this easier, trying to make it where you could actually have a little bit of a different, you know, way to see me. So, I guess this is going to be the best I get. So, I put myself in a really strange spot. Anyways, as you see from the top of the video, it is, what is common sense? Well, I think many of us will understand what common sense is. It's things that you do that, as people say, come naturally. I wouldn't say it comes naturally. We are taught what is common, and then it becomes sense to us because why? It makes sense. So I want to talk about, how as a people, we really are too hard on young people today. Even ones such as myself. People are just too hard on each other. And here's why I bring this up. Because, see, in a day and age like ours today, people are always get mad at younger people saying, oh, they don't use their common sense or da 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 da. A whole spiel of things. You're always saying negative things. Well, here's what I want to say to those that are older that say this, but also those that are younger. I'm going to talk about both sides of the story. So this isn't to get anybody upset. This may step on a few toes, so I'm just going to tell you right now, prepare yourself. To those that are older, this is not nothing negative against you. You have every right to feel the way you feel. And it makes sense why you would get upset at my generation, the millennials, and younger. I want you to remember something. Even though your reasons make sense, don't forget you were once our age and you were learning too. And remember, yes, I know that in your 20s you were probably doing better than over half of us, depending on what generation you were born in. But one thing I want to get straight though is with all of us on here, not just older people, that way there's no conflict, younger people too. See, we are the generation that gets everything thrown at us. But you got to remember two people, the older ones here. If you grew up, making, I would say, more good decisions than bad, but you still have some that you regret, please remember, you probably had very good parents, or maybe you had very good influence, positive examples. More than not, if you did. And if you had more bad experiences, but you're still taking that negativity out on us, you got to give us a break then. Because we're learning. We're picking up the pieces that not all of you, but some of the generations before us didn't teach us. You would think it would be common sense to, like, for a guy nowadays, you would think, that is, question mark there, for a young guy to treat his wife and family with respect and love, have such passion and everything else, and even compassion. And so, if you're wondering what that light is behind me and flashing, that's just how the cell phone's really doing some strange stuff. But anyways, my point being is, some of us just didn't grow up with good fathers. Some of us grew up with crappy fathers. Some of us grew up with fathers that weren't there, but probably were good ones, possibly. And then also, you have those that didn't grow up with fathers. They just grew up with mothers, and sometimes not even that. So we're left to pick up the pieces of life, figure it out on our own. So please, have more compassion. We need people to feel for us just as much as you want people to feel for you, if you do. We need that compassion. We need that love. We need someone who's willing to train us, help us to better ourselves. But also, you, the younger generation, my generation younger, you've also got to be open and willing to take stuff from people that truly care and want the best for you. Even when it's hard because you're so used to doing things on your own. I really just want to say, don't be closed-minded because of the pain you've gone through, some of the things you've just been called or whatever. it doesn't help. You know, be open about stuff. You know, be yourself, but be yourself in a way where you're willing to learn and improve. Make life easier, not just for yourself, but for those around you. It really makes a difference. Your life affects others more than you really know. And you know, another thing too is again, older people, there's a lot of things you're right in, but there's some things you got to give us a break on. And I don't mean that to tell you what to do, because you're the ones who have the life experience, but don't forget how you were once in our shoes in some form or fashion. Someone taught you, someone trained you, someone helped you to better yourselves. And so for us, we need that too. Please don't stop doing it just because you don't like how we are or something. I want to get in a better spot. But my thing being is, folks, is that we really need each other. We need to help one another more now than ever. And I say that a lot in my videos, but I don't think we really grasp how much all the generations need each other. And it doesn't matter the race. Leave race out of it. We all need each other. If you're wondering, as I like breathe the stuff and there's cold air, or like you see my breath, don't worry, I'm not freezing cold. But I will say it is cold, but it's not terribly cold to where I can't stand it. But getting back to what I was saying, people, we really gotta get over some things. Get over your pride. You're gonna have to. Otherwise, people's mistakes and your high expectations are just gonna eat you up. It really will. You know, I'm in my later 20s and I've done that to myself plenty of times, and it's no fun. And I strive my best to always overcome that when I do come across it, and just to tell myself everybody is on their own journey up the hill to victory, whatever that is. You may face many defeats, but again, people, older people, please realize, if you want us to better ourselves, be kind to us, be gentle to us. If we're not kind to you, then yes, you know, try to figure us out. Yes, we may be a difficult generation, but we're not all that way. So please don't put us all into a bucket. You know, there's some things I myself that I'm still learning about that I should have learned in my early 20s or before. I'm gonna be honest, I don't like it that it's taken me all the way to almost to my 30s. I'm in my later 20s. Don't worry. I would rather have learned all that I've learned, you know, way before this. But not everybody has those examples, those positive influences. Not everybody has that. I grew up with struggling parents. I grew up in a dysfunctional family. My goal is to have a family that's not dysfunctional, but really puts effort to exercise what we teach. If you can't live it, don't teach it. Period. You know, my goal in life is to make sure that if I ever have a family, ever, and I don't know in this day and age if I ever will or not. I know I'm talking to somebody right now, but I don't know what the future's going to bring. Do I hope things work out? Yeah, of course. But I'm not getting my hopes up because I don't want to get all down. I've learned from many lessons. But again, one thing I do want to make clear is, people, we need your encouragement. Don't just set us off to the side because we're so hard to teach. We're hard to teach because we've been hurt. We were raised by hurting people, most of us. Or we were raised around things that did hurt us, or we had too much trust. We need you to help teach us how to have that common sense. It is called common because it's been taught to others before and before and before. And so, but somewhere along the way, it became not common. And the only reason why it's called sense is because it makes sense. But because people don't get us, they throw us off to the side and they act like, oh, they're not worth teaching. They're just, they're nothing. They're lazy and all this. No, we're not all that way. Some of us are born into things that we can't help. We need your encouragement. And to you millennials, to those of you that have knowledge of things, don't hold it back. Help your brother. And that doesn't mean just family. If you have a friend who's in need, or if you know someone in need but you don't really not sure what to think, don't hold back the information. If you know something, sorry, hearing a vehicle driving over ice here in Nebraska, but don't hold back this information. Share it. Build each other up in some form or fashion. Do something about this problem we are facing. My generation, the millennials and younger, and those older, if you have information or knowledge on something and you're good at it but somebody wants to learn but doesn't have someone to teach them, teach them. I want to tell you that when it comes to it, there's some of us that don't know how to do the simplest thing. You know what that is? Part of that is changing a tire. Part of that is trying to really just do other little simple things. We don't even realize how simple it is. And doing an oil change is not really all that bad. I mean, for what my oldest brother told me, and I still don't know how to do an oil change. And that's, I only know about paying someone to do it. And I'd rather do it myself if I've got the time. But again, I don't have anybody to teach me that except for my oldest brother, who's all the way in my home state, which is in the south, and I'm up north. What I'm trying to get at, though, people, is stop being the type that says we can't teach these people. What I don't want to do for this person, I don't know them. This is bad. This creates bad stuff. And then sadly we'll call people stupid or they don't learn. What? Don't do that. Give people a chance. Doesn't matter how much they drive you a little crazy. We may drive you a little crazy, but it's because we're a little confused. We don't understand things. Not because we want to be that way, but because we just don't get it yet. And I'm telling you, give us a chance. If there's times where some of us are just respectful or maybe we're just negative about something. It's not that we mean to be, it's that we're born in this. We're born into this. That doesn't mean to justify it. We are born into this. So we need your positivity. Yes, we may drive you a little crazy at times, not on purpose, some of us, but we need your encouragement. We need you. We want to learn, at least those that do. I can't speak for all the millennials. But I'm telling you, folks, give us a chance. You may have to discipline us in things until we finally get it. Then there's those you can't discipline as much. You just got to have a talk with them and say, hey, brother, hey, little sister, or whatever, or maybe you just say, hey, son, if you're older, hey, son, that was not a good thing you did right back there not too long ago. And here's what you can do. Are you willing to do this? We need that, people. I know it's hard to help somebody when they just keep on doing the same old thing all the time. Some of us, it takes longer. We need you. We need you. Sorry, it looks like I'm pointing up, but we need you to teach us, to help us to better ourselves. Men, to you that are older than us, the millennials, do something, please. To those of us who want to learn, if you know somebody who's not ever mowed a lawn but would like to learn how, and you may have to put a little dough out to kind of get some of us to come. Not all of us, but some of us, that may be in need, or maybe you just want money to spend. Teach us. Do something. If you want this thing to change, you got to be willing to do something. You got to do what it takes to reach this generation of mine, the millennials, and those after us. You got to do something. You got to get out of your comfort zone. If you don't get out of your comfort zone, people, either generation, which all of them give excuses, don't expect a good future. I'm telling you, if we don't do something now, then we're not going to get very far. And things are only going to come tumbling down more in the future. We got to start now. in order to have a better and brighter future, if we are. And I don't say this as some conservative. I don't say this as some politician. I say this as a man, a young guy who gets it. I love helping people, but I will help them. If they ask me for something, for helping them teach them something, I'll be glad to teach them, as long as I know how to do it. If I don't know how, I will point them to somebody that I know can match their time schedule, whatever it is. My time schedule and everything, I'm usually filled up with doing stuff for family and stuff. But I'm telling you, that's why these videos are pretty much not done a lot as much as I would like them to be. But again, people, we need to do something. If you want to see improvement for the future, you want to have hope for the future, you got to start now. You got to start somewhere. Don't give the excuses anymore. If you want to see people have some sense, if you want to teach them things that make sense and that are sense to you, it will eventually become common. No more excuses. Help others. Do what you know is right. And get out of that comfort zone. And also, for those of you that struggle with this, get off that high horse. Get down and be on the same level as us for a change, and imagine how you would feel if you were in our shoes. Imagine the hopelessness some of us feel. Imagine how we feel like we can't find people to teach us. That is some of the things I've been through. And there's some people who have it worse than me. And that's the saddest part about it. If you want to see something great happen in the future, start now. Start asking questions. Start asking, looking around, seeing who can you reach today, or in the next however many weeks, whatever. Find people. And also you, my generation, stop with excuses of why you can't help somebody out that doesn't know what you know. It makes no sense. If you also want to see something great happen, you want to see these people stop being what you call stupid, no, that doesn't help. Give them some help. Give advice. Give encouragement. Do something worthwhile. If you also want to see good things happen in your time, which is also my time as well, it's time to start now. Because it's not going to get any better as time goes on. It really isn't. We need each other. If we're going to do something, we do it now. We do it starting this year, hopefully. No wasting time, because you don't have time is not on our side. It is against us. We are all aging. We're all going to die someday. But we don't want to leave the next however many generations after us with nothing left. We need to do something now while we still can, while we still have the time, while we still have the chance. Because if we don't, our future is not bright. Now, I don't say this to scare you. I say this with urgency because I believe that when we do things together, we can have this victory that we all want so much. If it is your passion and desire to see a brighter future, a brighter tomorrow. But you can't depend on politicians. You can't depend on the person in office. You can't depend on the teachers in school always. You can't. Don't depend on people way up here above you. That's not the case. You're the one who makes the difference, not those in higher positions. It doesn't work that way anymore, and it hasn't for a long time. You're the one who's inspiration now. You're the one who gives the encouragement. You're the one who motivates. You're the one who's going to change and impact the future. You're the one who's going to leave a legacy. Enough excuses. Time for purpose. Time to motivate. Time to put to practice what we preach. Time to put to practice what we believe. Time to put to practice what we know can make a difference. If you believe in this just as strongly as I do, at least I hope you do, it is time to start now. No time to waste. If you desire to make a difference, if you desire to see a better future in any way, let your actions speak it. Enough words. Less of this, more of this. We must start. If we don't, this is where we're at now in the future. This is where we are now presently. Sorry, this is not the future. This is the present. It's already bad. If we don't start, it's only going to get worse and worse. Time to create something new. Time to motivate. Time to inspire. Have a great day, everyone. Don't forget this. Please like, share, subscribe, and share this video everywhere. And remember, when we work together, we are powerful. No matter what race, no matter what background, we are powerful more together than we are apart. Have a great day. God bless you. Please know these videos made are meant to encourage you, to inspire you, to motivate you, to better yourself in every way possible. And I hope that you didn't get any negativity out of this, but that you got something positive from it. Have a wonderful day. And remember to always look to Jesus, who makes everything possible. And always be honest. Have a great one.